is that this is a main issue that has been faced by many recruiters. GitHub is very popular amongst developers and startup communities to host open source projects. Many developers upload their college and part-time projects on GitHub. A GitHub project is called a repository. Currently, GitHub has more than 25 million repositories of source code and 10 million developers on board. And hence, every recruiter should be using this platform for sourcing the technical talent. The advantage of using GitHub is that it does not restrict you in searching according to your choice, unlike in Stack Overflow. But before understanding GitHub, you need to understand the concept of Git, why GitHub is so popular amongst developers. Git is an open source version control system that was started by Linus Torvalds, who is popular for creating Linux. Git is similar to other version control systems such as Subversion, CVS, and Mercurial. Version control systems. So I've mentioned that Git is a version control system. What does that mean? When developers are creating something, an application, for example, they are making constant changes to the code and releasing new versions up to and after the first official non-beta release. Version control systems keep these revisions straight and store the modifications in a central repository. This allows developers to easily collaborate as they can download a new version of the software, make changes, and upload the newest version. Every developer can see these new changes, download them, and contribute. Now, let's talk about the hub in GitHub. We've established that Git is a version control system, which is similar but better than many alternatives available. So what makes GitHub so special? GitHub is a command line tool, but the center around which all things involving Git revolve effectively, the hub, is github.com, where developers can store their projects and network with like-minded people. Let's go over a few of the main reasons that geeks like to use GitHub and learn some terminology along the way. Repository. Repository is a location where all the files for a particular project are stored, usually abbreviated to repo. Each project will have its own repo and can be accessed by a unique URL. Next is forking a repo. Forking is when you create a new project based off another project that already exists. This is a fantastic feature that vastly encourages the further development of programs and other projects. If you find a project on GitHub that you'd like to contribute to, you can fork the repo, make the changes required, and release the revision project as a new repo. Social networking. The social networking aspect of GitHub is probably its most popular feature and is what allows projects to grow more than anything else. Each user on GitHub has their own profile, which can act as a resume of sorts, showing your past work and contributions to other projects via pull requests. Free. Well, this is something that most people will like about GitHub. GitHub is free for unlimited collaborators and unlimited public repository. Any number of people can collaborate with you on your project, and you can add any number of public repositories on GitHub. As said, each user on GitHub has their own profile. We can search any developer's profile according to our selection criteria with GitHub's advanced search. And this feature on GitHub makes it an ideal place for recruiters to screen technical talent with ease. I hope with the above information, you got an overview of how GitHub works and how it can be useful to you. So let's start digging into it. There are mainly three ways a recruiter can source candidates on GitHub: with advanced search on GitHub, X-ray search on Google, and looking for a job. But before we go on to these three steps, we should first make an account on GitHub. To make an account, click on the sign up link and you will see this page where you have to fill in the required details and carry out the necessary procedures to have an account. Since I already have an account, I will be signing in directly. Finding developers is easy on GitHub. Just go to github.com/search/advanced and head over the end of the page. You will be able to search developers on the basis of four parameters: location, language, number of followers, and number of public repositories. Having 2 to 10 followers is considered good, 11 to 25 great, 26 75 exceptional, and above 75 is considered super hot. For example, if you wish to find someone who is skilled in Python and based off of Pune and has a follower count of 25 or more, after putting the required details, you will have to click on the search button and you will be able to see the required results. Now, I have found that there are 15 users who have more than 25 followers and are working in Python. You can change the language to whichever you want by just clicking on the option present on the side. By default, GitHub will show the best match result. The result will be ranked according to how they have coded in that particular language and according to the location you have included. There are many options, as you can see on the page. Let's go to the first candidate's profile and check out the developer's activity on GitHub and how it can help the recruiter to source better. This person has a follower count of 300, which is considered to be super hot. On the left side, you will get the developer's information like company name, location, email address, website, and joining date. This information is critical for a recruiter. However, not all developers would fill this information. When you come to the developer's profile, you would be able to see the developer's famous 6 repositories. For the above person, pym is the most popular repository. Below the name of the repository, you will be able to find 3 things: language, that is the language in which the repository is written; stars, how many people have starred this repository; fork, how many people have forked this repository. By looking at this profile, you can see that the person has worked in Python and 480 people have starred this profile and 217 people have forked this repository. After the repository, you will be able to see the timeline of the developer's activity on GitHub across each month. That is, the contribution may be for the developer's own repository or the repository he had forked. Below that, you will be able to see the whole contribution activity of a developer across the year. On the right side, you can choose the year and the month. It will be helpful to understand how much he is active on GitHub. Your developer can help you out if you want to go deeper and check developers' contribution. The second method is called the X-ray search. As most recruiters are from a non-technical background, the easiest way to find developers is to search them on Google. I personally love X-ray search. We can use a custom X-ray search to find developers on Stack Overflow, LinkedIn, Twitter, and many more sites. The same X-ray search can apply to GitHub. We have created an X-ray query which can help you source candidates based on their location, number of followers, and programming language. You can find the link to this query in the description below. For now, I am directly pasting the query on Google. As you can see, after pasting the query, I have received 135 results. Now you can select the desired candidate and get into their profile and get more details. The third and final step is looking for a job. Often people who are searching for a job enter the text looking for a job on their profile description. With GitHub search, you can easily find such candidates. But before we go into the details of this step, let me tell you, it is a little difficult to find too many candidates through this method. But if you are lucky, then you might be able to find the potential hire. These are the candidates who are actively seeking jobs and they might be contacted by many people. For sourcing developers through this method, you have to go to the search bar and enter looking for a job location colon in quotes Pune, for example. Currently, I haven't selected any language, but you can easily do so from the options present on the right side. Let me tell you that there is a difference in typing looking for a job and looking for job. It'll give you different results. To conclude, I would like to say GitHub is a great place for developers to showcase their work and collaborate with others, which makes it an excellent platform for sourcing. The above techniques mentioned are only applicable to public repositories, and there are many developers who have done remarkable work for their companies but are only present in private repositories, which can't be showcased. To build a great GitHub profile, a person has to collaborate with other repositories and upload their recent projects. There are many good developers that are present on GitHub but are not active. And there are many more who are available all around the world but are not even on GitHub. However, GitHub is a community of over 31 million developers from all around the world. So being able to source them on the basis of their actual work is very helpful. This certainly helps a technical recruiter to look beyond a candidate